Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl Triple B. Let's get back on our journey. Where did I leave off the last time? I was trying to figure out what should I do next? Am I going to do the natural treatment or am I going to do the other treatment? You know, the other one was, chemo and all that stuff. So we're going to dig into that in a moment. Sorry, I'm having breakfast. Yes, this is breakfast. This is what I started doing after I came off of oil. Well, during and after. I prefer smoothies for breakfast. And this right here, the main ingredient is kale. Kale, cucumber, banana, chia seeds, dates, and lemon. Sounds yucky? It's really good. Oh, a little bit of protein. I will drink a smoothie almost every morning. I'll even do it throughout the day. It's also kind of good because, you give your body a little rest from all that meat and cheese and all that junk food that we like to do. So let's get into our journey before I go into work. I decided I had to make a decision. What decision do you think I made? Was it natural or did I go the other way? Okay, so remember, this is the first time around, 2005. The first time around, I decided to go natural. So I found this institution. Well, I shouldn't say found. It's our Adventist institution called Uchee Pines. It's located in Alabama. When you do natural, your doctors, your insurance is not going to cover that. So this has to come out of your pocket. So this was the next exciting journey that I needed to take. Like, where was I going to find all this money from? Before I went to Uchee Pines, I went to my pastor at the time. That was Pastor Peter Joseph. I needed covering. And when I met Pastor Peter Joseph, he had this anointing on him that when he prayed, you felt that in your bones. So I was like, Pastor, I need you to pray for me before I take this journey, before I make this decision and step off this island. It was a Sunday morning, probably around 5 a.m. because we normally have early morning prayer breakfast or, some early morning prayer service at church. And for the first time, I was anointed. I've never been anointed in the Adventist church. So this was a different type of experience. What he did was he got everybody in the church to sit in a circle, and I sat in the circle. He also was in the circle with me, and he prayed for me. He anointed my head with olive oil. And let me tell you, when that prayer went up, I felt it. I felt everything. I felt really covered. I felt inspired. I felt blessed, and I felt like I was ready and equipped to take on what I needed to take on. So I want to thank Pastor Joseph for that. I don't remember how the funds came about, but for some reason, somehow the funds came through and I made provisions to go. And I have a friend, her name is Joan Mackey. She was also going through some sickness, and I mentioned to her that I was going to Uchee Pines to do some of this natural treatment. And she said, oh, I need to go on that too. And I was like, okay, like I'm like, Lord, this is good, because I was there wondering, oh Lord, I'm going in a strange place by myself. I don't have any company. How am I gonna feel? So when she said she was willing to go as well, we both gathered our funds and we got on that plane and made our way to Alabama. Now, when we got to Alabama, of course, it was a different temperature. It was cold. And we sat on the bus stop and we were just like snuggled up and had on all our coat and everything. Okay, let's talk about Uchee Pines. I think what I had in mind from what I saw was like completely different. So it was kind of a shocking situation. Anyway, as we sat on that bus stop and waited for the shuttle that was actually supposed to come for us, and then the bus that was to take us to Uchee Pines, all kinds of things ran through my mind, like, ooh, I'm going to this nice fancy place, it's gonna be fun. So when we arrived at Uchee Pines, it was like a forest. It was secluded away from life, like activity, but it was clean, it was neat, it was quiet. So if you thought that you could hop on to some fast food restaurant and get some fast food, nope. This was all natural. Even the air was nice, So we got in there. We were assigned to our rooms. Joan and I, we shared a room. But it was like college, you had two little beds, and the room neat and clean, smelling nice. So we were like, okay, well, we're gonna get used to this. There was no television, so there was no watching movie, snacking on popcorn, watching Netflix, no. There was a telephone that everybody would use. It was in a little lobby. So you didn't, I don't even think I had a cell phone, did I? I don't even know. But I remember there was no activity, no TV, none of that stuff. Food. Not what I was used to, because there's no salt, no butter. Everybody know butter makes things taste better. There was no butter, no salt, no seasoning. Kind of bland. But after a while, your taste buds had to adjust, because you had to eat. What else was going to do? Along with your food, I had 12 cloves of garlic that I had to swallow. It was, I think they lightly boiled it. And these garlic were huge, like they was on steroids. And I had to take 12 of them. 6 in the morning, 6 in the evening, along with carrot juice. Along with my meals, there was always garlic and carrot juice. I also had certain teas that was placed in the kitchen for us every morning that we had to drink. I don't remember what those teas were, but it was nothing I knew about. Everything sounded strange. One day, I decided that, I'm tired of all this garlic. Like, can you do something else with my garlic? Why don't you just grate my garlic and put it in the carrot juice? This is what I'm telling my chef, because, I'm trying to make this easy on me, swallowing all these big cloves of garlic. So what happened was they grated 6 of those cloves of garlic into my carrot juice. So I'm like, yeah, I got this. I know just how to do this, because I got to find an easy way to take all this garlic. Wrong. The minute I drank that carrot juice, I think I took like only a sip. The minute I drank that, my chest lit on fire. I couldn't breathe. So, like I didn't tell y'all, I'm very traumatic. But no, seriously, this was painful. I ended up on the ground, wiggling and shaking like a fish out of water. And the nurses, oh man, they were so scared. They came to me, tried to pick me up, but they couldn't move me. So they had to let me shake a little bit for a while and before I calmed down. And then they had to call in the owner of the institution to come and deal with me because it was that bad. So, tip, don't try that, all right? Garlic is strong. I don't know, I think it took at least 45 minutes for me to come back to normal. She had to take me in the room, wrap me up. I don't remember what she gave me. Fanned me until I came back to normal. Never again was I trying that. The people said, swallow the lightly boiled garlic with your meal. So that is what I had to do. So that was my first experience with the food, but I learned my lesson there. Also, after every meal, you would have to go and take a walk. The walks were nice because it was like a forest type situation. They had a cross placed somewhere, a tome, you know, so when you walked, you reflected on Christ. You know, there were little texts and stuff around that you could read, and I thought that was so beautiful and such a great reminder for those of us that were going through something. Okay, so let's move on to treatment. One of the treatments I had to do was hydrotherapy. Joan and I had different treatments. My treatment was hydrotherapy. Hydrotherapy is a tub of hot water that you are placed in with a t-shirt and shorts on. You're placed in that, and the temperature is moved up to as hot as you can tolerate it, and you sit in that for about 20 to 30 minutes. Now listen, I like hot water, right? But that's a different kind of heat. So after we completed the 20 minutes or 30 minutes of that hot treatment, they would get ice, and then ice, put it on my forehead, like ice me down, just to bring your body temperature back to where it's supposed to be. After they did this, I was so drained, like I was weak. I was like, did somebody just beat me up or something? I was drained to the point where I couldn't stand up, I couldn't walk, so I had to be wheeled to my bedroom every day. From there, when you get to your bed, they would wrap you from head to toe. The only thing left out would be your face. So they would wrap you, and you're to lay like that for a while, probably about another 20 minutes until you sweat. Just sweat. This is to encourage your white blood cells. So this hydrotherapy treatment is to encourage your white blood cells to fight. We need our white blood cells to fight. And I had to get used to this because I'm like, oh my gosh. First hot water, and you wrap me in a blanket or whatever it is with only my face out, and I'm sweating. By the time I'm done, it's like I was in water again because my bed was wet, everything was just wet. But you know, you get used to things, you adapt. Even the food started to taste better because, hey, what else can you do? We stayed there. Actually, the process was supposed to be for 3 weeks. Week 1 was a little rough. Week 2, we got better. We met friends. We spoke to people who had different illnesses and found out how they coped. We had friends with the bus driver who was so cool. You know, we tried to swing him and take us to a fast food restaurant, but he was not having that. And Joan and I, because we had each other, you know, it became better and better. We were used to our routine, taking our garlic morning and evening, our teas. For desserts, we actually had a little dessert, yeah. It was carob cookies or popcorn with garlic powder sprinkled on it. Got used to that too. But you know, when you have to do something, you kind of adapt, you know, you get used to it. We remember to do our walks every morning, every evening. We had church on the weekends. It was really nice. Now, I was so small, I was like a toothpick. You see that? I was like just one long stick. But those are my two friends right there. I met them. They were the ones that we spent most of our time with while we were at Uchee Pines. Real cool couple, you know. And the wife was really just there to support her husband, which I thought was cool. So going to Uchee Pines wasn't so bad. Coming back from Uchee Pines, I vowed to continue what I learned. So along with changing my diet, getting my hydrotherapy done, it was now time to exercise or get an exercise regimen. At the time, I was at Bahamas Academy, and my friend and co-worker, Marcia Claire, she encouraged me to start the gym because, you know, on your own, you probably won't do it. We found this gym around the corner, not too far from where we worked, and it was called Mystical Fitness. We went, well, I signed up. Marcia, I don't think Marcia signed up, but she encouraged me to, and I started the gym, and I went 5 days of the week. I started off first, you know, just going on the machines. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going on the machines and using them. And then this young man, he was a personal trainer there. Can you guess who that was? He's a personal trainer there, and he came to me and he's like, "Do you need any assistance?" And I was like, I think so. I don't know. I don't know how to use these things. And every day I came to the gym, he would show me or guide me, show me the proper way to use the machine or the proper way to do an exercise using my body alone. And eventually he was like, "You know what, I can just be your personal trainer and help you out." This person, this young man, was one I did not know was going to be my husband. That is how I found my husband, right there at the gym. And he did the personal training for me for free. And in 6 months, my body was transformed. Like, I had muscles, y'all. I had muscles. I'm like, oh, I didn't know this could happen. You understand? Muscles. And I kept that up. I got addicted to the gym. Like, I couldn't wait to go to the gym. No, it was not only because of him. I just loved the gym. I loved to see how my body transformed. So this was the beginning of something new. So listen, I felt like She-Ra after 2 years. I felt so strong. I felt so healthy. It felt so good. Like, I was really addicted. I had to sometimes slow myself down because I go to the gym and I'd stay there for like almost over an hour. I was lifting weights that men lift. Along with the gym, I would do my walks on the beach, you know, inhale some of that sea air, some fresh air, and then just meditate after my walk, and sometimes go in the water, which is really good. My diet was just vegetables, water, and my supplements. I was afraid to eat anything. I didn't know what to eat. As far as I'm concerned, it was just grass and water, you know, because what else do you put in your body? Because everything else is cheese, chocolate, chips, rice, potatoes. Like, what do you eat? But we're gonna stop right there because it's time to rest on my journey again, and we'll be back to find out how it went after I did all this natural treatment. So stay tuned. I'll be back, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye.